What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. Hey, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Happy Monday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you can hear the sound of my voice, let me know by putting your city and state in the chat. Thank y'all so much for hitting the like button. Keep coming in. We're going to talk about some things, you guys. We have some unseen or unaired footage that dropped. I want to get your opinions on that. We're going to talk about Miss KeKe. She was up at 2 a.m. dropping some stuff into her IG. What's up, Texas? Hey, Linda Gamble. Tampa, what is up? Tallulah, what is up? ATL, always, what's going on? Hey, y'all. Columbia, Grambling, come on in, come on in. I appreciate you guys for showing up today. Hey, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Delaware, ATL again. Welcome. Huntsville, what's up? Come on in, come on in. As you are coming in, please hit that like button, please, and thank you. I hope you guys had a chance to see the sister review. My sister and I do a review on Love and Marriage Huntsville. We've been doing it since episode 1 of season 6B. It was absolutely on point. We dropped that one last night. So if you did not get an opportunity to see it, please check it out. Okay, let me show you what it looks like. This is the sister review. So we talked about some of the unaired footage. We also did an episode review for Not About to KeKe and Haha. That was last night, Sunday. And then on Saturday, we did the live open panel, Not About to KeKe and Haha. Both of them were absolutely excellent. Okay. So I hope that you guys have an opportunity to see that. We're going to talk about something a little different today, not too far off. It's still on the subject, but we're going to talk about that today. Okay. So keep coming in. What is up, everybody? Look, Justice said the sister review is on point. Enjoyed it for sure. Y'all, I'm telling you. Thank you, Annette. She said the sister reviews. She loves you. Love you and your sister reviews. Yeah, the sister reviews is dope. I'm telling you, you guys are missing out if you're not listening. We tried to break this down as best as we could because y'all know this was a really layered episode, right? Season 6B has been layered, period. Just lots of information in one episode. So as a reviewer, when you're trying to make sure you hit all the points, you know you're going to leave some things out because you really just can't tap on everything when it's that layered. But yeah, we did our thing. I have to say, I listened to it twice. Like, we did a good job. But good morning to all of you. Hey, 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 hey. So happy that you're here. Glad you had a chance to catch it. Side Eye. That's a cute name, by the way. Side Eye. But welcome. You guys are going to see some people in the chat with a purple wrench behind their name. Actually, I only see Miss Linda Gamble right now. I'm going to help Miss Linda out if we have any issues. But I'm going to have some of you come up and talk to me about the uncut scenes that we did not have an opportunity to, see on the show. But they did drop them on YouTube yesterday. OWN dropped them on YouTube. So one of the things that I said in my sister review is we have to remember the show is 1 hour long, and it's not really an hour because they dedicate like 15 to 20 minutes to commercials. So we really only get like 40 something minutes of the episode. But it looks like, and they've been doing this for a while. They didn't just start doing this. OWN drops the unaired footage so that we can get just a little bit more context. And what was dropped yesterday, I saw 3 videos. There was a conversation between Martell and the guys. I had posted that video to my IG stories. I also posted it to the Facebook group. So hopefully everyone had an opportunity to watch. So yes, come on in, everybody. Thank y'all. I appreciate you so much. Hit the like button on your way in. Right now we have 222 of you watching. Anyway. There was a scene with Martell and the guys that was unaired. They did drop it on OWN YouTube channel. And Martell was discussing Melody. He was basically saying, KeKe isn't the only person who threw a glass, right? And he asked Chris Fletcher, who else threw a glass? Now, we all remember this if you're a fan of the show. when Melody and Martell were in the thick of things and, going through um, their breakup and, eventually their divorce. Melody was at Chris and Nell Fletcher's house. Martell said something super slick. Okay. They were basically talking about him having an affair and all of this stuff. And he made the comment, well, if you were taking care of me, meaning if you were taking care of me sexually, I wouldn't have had to cheat. That's how we put it. And all of a sudden, Melody, now we know where their son get their baseball talent from. Let's just put it that way. Because that whatever it was, I think it was a cup. It could have been the pitcher, flew past his head so damn fast. He didn't know what was coming. But it was hilarious. It was hilarious, but he was having that conversation and Chris was trying to get him to, do you see where you went wrong, sir? Like, do you think that you had a part in this? Do you take any accountability? He said no. He said at the end of the day, in that scene, he was saying, she's mad at me about something that happened 5 years ago. She never should have done it. All I did was speak words. He was completely, as a 41-year-old man, completely oblivious to how what he would have said would have gotten a reaction. We're not robots. A lot of people said when it happened that Melody was wrong. And then there was a lot of people who said, I understand. Okay. And basically in comparing that scene to what happened with Kiki and Tisha with Kiki throwing the glass, there has also been a lot of people saying Kiki was wrong, including Melody, who walked around and said, listen, there should have been a better way for you to handle this. And she also said in another uncut, not uncut, an unaired version or unaired footage that would have gone to Saturday night's episode. She also says in an unaired footage, is that correct to say, that Kiki needs to apologize to Maurice and Kimmy. You need to apologize. You handled yourself wrong. You were invited to their home and you was out here showing out. And I hope that you apologize to them, to which Kiki says that she will, or that she, in the scene she did anyway. Let's see what you guys are saying, because these comments are rolling up real fast on my side. Someone said, hold on. Side I said, I was on her side. He was provoking her on purpose. Okay, so you're referring to Marsau provoking Kiki. Darnett said, hurt me, I strike back, word or physical. Whoo, child. Okay, child. Darnett said, I don't play. I don't give a damn. Whatever's coming is coming. Hey, Dan Pam, listen, Dan Pam had a whole speech that she dropped into the comment section on the sister review. Dan Pam said, Martell is being messy like a ninja. Messy as a ninja, like a woman. Okay. Hey, Miss Tina, I see you, girl. Okay, listen. That was one of the things that was discussed in the unaired footage between Martell and the guys, Courtney and Fletcher. The other thing he talked about was, he said, Melody is funny acting. He said, when me and Mel are at the kids' games, or I guess doing the exchange for school or whatever, he goes, she speaks to me. She says hi. And he said he doesn't understand why she's not saying hi to him at the picnic or the barbecue. Why are you doing this in front of them when you speak to me all the time? And I literally was like, oh my God, this poor numbnut. Like, Martell, again, this is something we talked about in the sister review. Martell, you went to court. And part of the court, what the judge asked you guys to do was to go to counseling and to engage each other differently in front of the children, which means, sir, that if she is being cordial to you, hello, thank you for the kids. Y'all have a nice, whatever. You have a nice day, go about your business. that doesn't mean that you call each other on the phone and chit chat and talk about, the show and how, what you think about what KeKe did. Y'all ain't friends like that. And it was really crazy to hear him say that. It was also crazy that, I mean, I don't know if anybody would have even known to check him. Um, let's see. The review hour said, yes, KeKe apologized to the host. However, she needs to tell them that she doesn't appreciate being talked about at their home after she left the premises. Okay. But he's completely missing the issue when he knows damn well they actually went to court to make sure that they can improve how they engage each other in front of the children. That was the whole point of the counseling session. So the fact that he is creating a whole new scenario, like if she's nice to me in front of the kids, maybe she could be nice to me in this situation. You really, he needs to understand the betrayal. And I don't even know if he needs to understand it. He needs therapy. Let's put it that way. We'll end it there. I wanted to know if you guys had any extra thoughts about it, if y'all wanted to come up on the panel and discuss that. I told you that there was unaired footage of Melody, really giving KeKe the business. I mean, she was, nice about it, but she was like, listen, you came over here and you showed the hell out. Like, you have to apologize to them. KeKe was understanding and saying, you're right, I did this. And if you've ever heard KeKe in outside interviews, I did one with her earlier this year, I think around April, where I asked her how close she was to Kimmy based on some of the interactions I saw on the show. And she said, we're cordial, but we don't hang out. We don't know each other like that. So when she came to Kimmy's house, she was kind of, she was a guest, but she wasn't as friendly as maybe the rest of the group was. So when Kimmy makes a comment, she was kind of shaking. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I said that I thought maybe she was shaking because she was nervous to be there. She didn't know what to expect. She already knows that the people she really do know, that she's already on the outs with would be Tisha and Marsau, and Marsau greeting her as warmly as he did when he see them around the corner, like there's no problem. I don't have any problem with you. In that barbecue scene, he actually says, I spoke to the guy that KeKe got on the phone call with, referring to the barber, right? And he told me none of it was true. And that's interesting because now the barber is actually saying online that he's retracting all the stuff he had previously said. So I wanted to, find out what your thoughts were on that. Let's see. The third unaired footage that was dropped yesterday was a scene between Melody, KeKe, and Amin, where they discuss how hurtful what Marsau was saying was to KeKe, to her, her addiction journey and her sobriety, that it was really hurtful. And Amin said he didn't like it, and he's tired of Marsau making jokes out of serious situations. And then they basically have a little powwow about serious situations that the others may be in. The others meaning the Scotts. They did not say their name, but they definitely strongly suggested, they implied they might have been into some things. Melody asked for examples, like what type of things were they into? And Amin gave them, okay? He said, well, for instance, porn addiction. And then you hear KeKe say, go ahead, preacher, preach, okay? I was like, oh, damn, he's about to drop all of the stuff. Then he said, insurance fraud. And then he said that someone had a real knack for boosting and that they were so skilled that they decided to pass it down to the children like it was some sort of family tradition. Okay. It was really an interesting scene. Again, it got cut out, but they did drop it online yesterday. And then it also helped give just a little more context to the entire conversation that was being had leading up to the request for KeKe to move forward with a drug test. That came from Melody. Now, a lot of people feel a lot of ways about that. I've read the comments. Some people feel very strongly that Melody should have never done it. Some people felt really strongly that I think someone wrote something, a few people actually wrote some things about she's going to test positive because of the methadone and she should have never asked her. And I actually ended up looking up some things, you guys. I wanted you to see it too. So if y'all see that right there in the middle, it says methadone and drug screening. It says when patients are using methadone as a part of their recovery treatment plan, they are often asked whether or not having the drug in their system will make them test positive. While specific methadone drug tests do exist, the use of methadone does not typically show up in a standard urine test. The urine tests commonly used by employers are more generalized and they don't actually detect opioid use, excuse me. So, it says they do detect, my bad, they do detect opiate use, including the use of heroin, codeine, and morphine. However, they don't typically detect methadone. So I wanted to put that up there because I do remember KeKe saying she get tested regularly in this volunteer program that she said that she has committed herself to at the moment. She said that she didn't want to leave the program. However, she did want to be weaned off the methadone. And if y'all remember last season, 6A, KeKe has a conversation with Tisha where she said that the methadone is what's making her have the sweats. So those sweats are from the methadone, not because there's something else going on. That is what KeKe said. So I'm just bringing you guys back to the comments that she was saying. So listen, let's see. I believe he's tired of the narrative of the slimy Scots. Okay. Let's see what else y'all saying. Anything. Okay. So listen, that's one part. So I'll be dropping the link in a little bit. Now let's talk about these clapbacks, child, that KeKe posted last night. Ooh wee, ooh wee. Let's start with this one right here. I happen to have been up kind of late. She made this post to her page where she said, y'all see Morgan Freeman right there. It says, people can destroy your image, damage your personality, create rumors about you, but I can barely see it, they can never take away your good deeds, because no matter how they describe you, you will always be admired by those who know you best. And then she went on to address some of the crap that Marsau was saying on the show, where he said, who picked her up at 2 a.m. in the morning on the street corner? And a lot of people were like, well, what the hell were you doing out at 2 a.m. in the morning, right? So were you out there because you was just in the streets and you picked her up, or did she call you to pick her up? There was a little confusion around how that even happened. Tisha didn't seem to say, nod her head, that's true, or make any indication that she was backing him in what he was saying. And Courtney kind of just went stiff, like, what are you talking about? Now, some people said they actually believe that Marsau did it, but a lot of people didn't believe it. I'm one of the people who kind of questioned it. But KeKe goes on to say, I had babysit for y'all every single weekend because she had to work at the damn bank. I guess she's referring to Tisha. Meanwhile, I'm a whole college professor, but you were off and you wouldn't keep your own child. This is basically referring to Marsau. So while Marsau was out in the streets, is what she was saying, you were off work, you were in the streets. Your wife was going to work at the bank, and I was babysitting your kids because you wouldn't keep them. Then she goes on to say, but I want that life while me and my husband are babysitting your child. What side of the road did you get me? I really want to know with your lying ass. Child. Now let me read the comments, what y'all got to say about that. The Black Bumblebee is in the house. She said, why don't the Scots talk about their real addiction in their personal family, like obesity? Oh, heavens. She goes on to say, honestly, all of the Scots, including Letitia, oh, child, that was a tough one. Okay. What else is going on here? The real Nikki said, exactly. Where was Tisha and Marsau um, when Marsau was being called a hero? There's something off about Marsau's reaction to KeKe. Yeah, that's what we're thinking too. Like he said, is that you can only joke about something so much. But if you really did see her when she was down and out, and you know that she's struggling, quote unquote, if that's what you believe, with recovering, it seems really weird that you would make jokes out of it at this point, right? Hey, LaDawn, what's going on, Chica? Okay. So, yeah, this is interesting, y'all. Let's get to that next comment. What else did KeKe have to say? She made another post where she said, ever met someone who just lies for no reason? Just be walking around with stage 4 diabetes? Okay, KeKe said, I have an ex-cousin-in-law, and then she called Marsau Mar bitch, and an aunt just like this. God damn. Child, it gets worse. She went on to say, Marsau Scott, stop lying. I see you're talking or taking a page from your mom-in-law. You know damn well you and Tisha have never done shit for me. Be real. People who believe you are blind. So, yeah, what do y'all think about that? Tisha's cousin, Courtney. Courtney was actually the MVP yesterday on the sister review. If y'all didn't see it, check it out. I said that Courtney actually addressed Marsau. She was the one who counteracted all of his craziness, all of the horrible things he had been saying about KeKe at the table. She was basically saying we need to be serious about this if this is what you truly believe. So she was kind of punching back. I shouldn't even say kind of. She was the person punching back and trying to, bring this, conversation, make it sure it was more serious. But this is what Courtney had to say. She made a post as well. She said, let me be very clear. I love both of my cousins, yet I still don't take sides with anyone, especially if they're wrong. Oh, and then but let me say this too. She put it in bullets. So that was bullet number 1. Number 2, I don't support or condone KeKe's behavior. She was 1000% wrong. And I told her that. Bullet number 3, she says, I don't think it's funny to joke about someone's addictions. As I said before, however, I also understand when someone is being provoked. You guys, don't provoke the bear. The laughing at KeKe wasn't funny. Marsau was pissed about that happening to him. And Tisha, how she says that, but they were doing it at KeKe's expense. Unfortunately, the jokes were funny. People laughed. Like I said, no to the drug addiction. It isn't funny. It isn't a joking manner. But let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. She said, don't poke the bear. The laughing wasn't at KeKe. The laughing wasn't at KeKe. So I think she is talking to the audience at this point. She's saying that people weren't laughing at KeKe, that Marsau was pissed about what happened to Tisha. So again, my apologies. I read that wrong. The laughing wasn't at KeKe, that Marsau was actually responding to Tisha, having the water in her face, and that he was venting at KeKe's expense in the heat of the moment. Unfortunately, the jokes were funny and people did laugh, is what she's saying. Like I said, no, the drug addiction isn't funny. It isn't a funny manner, but I'm not the one that was attacked either. So what do y'all think about that? Okay. Do y'all feel like, ooh, that this is a good thing for Courtney? The rumors about Marsau, this is the 4th bullet. The rumors about Marsau is false. So the rumors about him cheating with the makeup artist are false. And it's not cool that it is being perpetrated as truth, especially when, number 1, the person who started the rumors admitted that it was false. Now that would be the Barber, y'all. Number 2, or excuse me, is that the Barber? I think it's the Barber. Number 2, when the person spreading it, in this case, it's KeKe, is keeping it going. KeKe and I talked, and she told me that she didn't believe it was true. Now, KeKe did say that in the scene with Melody when they had lunch. She said that she didn't believe it was true then, too. So I don't know if she's spreading it, if she's also saying that it's not true. But okay. Then it goes on to say, I wish that she would have said the same thing when the cameras were rolling. I believe she did. I don't like to get involved or in the middle, but like I said, I don't believe in upholding people when they're wrong, family or not. That's how she meant it. So that was strong. That was strong, you guys. I know y'all have things to say, child. So anywho, I'm going to let y'all come up in a minute, but I do want you to just hear for a little bit something that KeKe posted last night. Miss KeKe Jabbar. She shared some audio. I'm not sure if this audio had played out on another content creator's page. She said that it was new. So I'm just playing what she played, okay? So hopefully that's not a problem. I'm literally taking this from her IG page. She actually was doing it in the dark. So let's listen to a little bit of it. It's not long.
I'm back. Hey, Tink, again. Hey, y'all, again.
Let me start it from the first one. My bad. Hold on. So Courtney said, Dan Pam said that Courtney needs to be quiet on these cheating rumors. The barber seemed to want his money. Yeah, I want to know what you guys felt
Hey, y'all.
about the barber.
You ain't got to leave. Look, I know you can't see me, but it's for a purpose. I got something to show y'all, okay? So y'all can talk to me in the chat. Look, I promise you I'm here, but I want to show y'all a video. Okay. So don't you know how, this barber came out the other day and he's just like, oh, this girl is lying on me. He completely flipped the script. I told this Negro I had proof, so he gonna hang himself. So I let him do his little talking, but I told him I got the whole video. So I'm gonna let y'all see some of the video and I'm gonna kind of stop it and I'm gonna talk, too. But I just want y'all to kind of watch some of this video or whatever. And y'all tell me what y'all think, okay? So hold on. Let me flip I gotta flip the camera. Hold on. Just 1 minute. Let me flip the camera. Did I flip it? Okay, here it is. Okay. Dang, I might need to do it this way. Hold on, let me see. What? I'll do it this way. Okay. Dang, it went off. Hold on for a minute. Okay. Can't let y'all see me do the password and everything. But keep in mind, this is a conversation between me, my barber, and I'm just letting you hear a little bit of it. I ain't gonna even release all of it, but I'm just letting you hear a little bit of it. This is the conversation between me, this barber, and my makeup artist. And my makeup artist was spreading this rumor. My makeup artist called me later that night. We talked about it. She said, I'm not the one spreading this rumor. There's this guy. He's a barber. He's Tisha's makeup artist ex-girlfriend. He's the one spreading the rumor. So, camera flip. Oh, there it is. Okay.
It ain't got nothing to do with Tasha. Marcus had heard this shit outside.
Yeah, we on FaceTime.
He had heard this from somebody in production.
He thought he was being grimy by recording me so he could deny it out. Nah, bro.
I heard that. That's what I'm saying. So, what the fuck they going so hard and deep for? Get these folks been doing what was up. They just ain't never had no proof. The fuck? Right. So there's a lot of cursing in here. I don't know how you can hear it, but I am shook. I shook. You cried. You scared. I'm scared too. The fuck you done played in this lady's face for school. I mean, this is the reason why. Man, that one is the reason why it's deep. And this lady that brought you on this opportunity, and that's what the fuck you really do. Even if Marsau, that's still okay. Let me ask you, was it just like a one-time fucked up mistake incident that she made because she was high?
I'm going to pause it right there.
I don't know.
I asked, was it just a one-time fucked up mistake that the makeup artist made because she was high? he tried to play it off. He like, I don't know. But he know he done told us this story already. So just continue to listen now. Continue to listen. Hold on.
Okay, let me ask you. Was it just like a one-time fucked up mistake incident that she made because she was high?
I don't know. You think I'm being funny? You don't understand. Like I let Jasmine go around and say I'm the worst person, and the reason why we're not together because I was a bad person. I let her say that. I don't care. Yeah, believe whatever you want.
That's why I'm like, it's okay to say it. It's okay to be more funny. I know you love that girl, but at the end of the day, like, you know.
So allegedly, he told them one thing off camera and then something different. He was just basically acting like he didn't know right from wrong, up from down, left from right. He was just being completely oblivious to the whole thing when they tried to get them to talk about it on camera.
This girl makeup and you know what's going on with her husband. He says, let her. Yo, that's none of my business. But he said he didn't tell us this. But okay, keep listening.
Now,
it might not be none of your
face what I said was wrong. Like, nigga, no. Tell me to my face what I said is wrong.
So you won't, but you know, it ain't gonna man, you know for a fact that Jasmine not gonna ever sit. She is not ever gonna sit in front of you and have that conversation with you and that other lady. Come on, let's be real. That hope's scary. She knows what the fuck is up. She's not gonna sit there and have that conversation with you. She don't want her reputation fucked up. That's why she crying for these people. She don't want to stop working with Tisha. She knows the hurtful ass shit she done done to that lady. I honestly do wish that this could be resolved off camera. Honestly. Because I honestly don't want to see nobody hurt from it. I don't. True. Especially because you add more attitude if you put it on, you know?
I think the video went.
Okay. So I'm gonna leave it like that. But yes, so basically, after all of that happened, the show, Courtney coming out and saying that KeKe is helping spread the rumors. KeKe is like, I need to vindicate myself. I did not try to spread this rumor. I had a private conversation with Tisha where I said, I'm going to figure out more. I went to him, we talked. Then I brought my makeup artist and I had this, three-way or FaceTime with him. And he kind of changed the story, but then he changed the story with Marsau as well. And then he's changing his story. I guess he's made some rounds on other content creators pages where he's also changing the story. So check that out, y'all. Anywho, that was it pretty much. So y'all probably saw some of this video already. So I'm going to leave it there, but I am going to drop the link because I know plenty of y'all have things to say or more to say. Again, we already did the live on Saturday with the show. We brought up a panel. My sister and I did our sister review yesterday. There's some unseen footage that we can talk about. The one with Martell and the fellas where Martell is talking about Melody throwing a glass at him and how she was wrong because all he was doing was speaking words. That's how he put it. He did not take any accountability still. He also said that Melody's funny acting, that when we are with the kids or making exchanges for the kids or at the kids game or some event, she speaks, she talks to me. It's like we're cool again. So I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. It breaks my heart. Okay. We can talk about Melody and Amin and KeKe discussing how the Scotts might have some behaviors that they don't want out there, people making fun of, but they like to poke fun at everybody else. And then there were some examples given. There was no names given, but there were some examples that has been floating around the internet for a long, long time now. And then there was also an unreleased clip of Melody and KeKe in front of Scott 2.0's house where Melody was like, make sure you apologize to them because you were out of pocket. We don't come to people's houses and disrupt things. So I want to make sure that you know that you're hearing it from a friend. You may have, you overstepped your bounds there. So your boundaries. So that conversation was had. I want to know what you guys think about that. I want to know what you guys think about the post that KeKe made last night, both the written post to her IG and the audio, okay? And then, of course, Courtney going point by point, what was funny, what wasn't, and pretty much defending Marsau and KeKe to an extent, and then also saying they were both wrong to an extent, okay? So let me drop the link for y'all real quick. Hold on. And then y'all can come up and give your thoughts, okay, on this fine Monday morning. Hold on. So I'm posting it or pinning it to the top. Come on in, come on in. Let's discuss. You guys have plenty to say in those comments, y'all. Okay. And we are going to find out what people really think about the show. Like I said, Melody had a situation where people didn't like Melody's role in this episode too much. There was a lot of people who had things to say about that. Hey, I don't think I've seen you on my channel before. Do you mind letting me see your face? And then you can put your screen back up and I'll let you up on the panel. Charlie, can you hear me? Okay. Hi. Okay. You can put your screen back up and I'll let you up. Okay. Thank you. Okay. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
You're doing okay? Have
Yeah,
you seen did you get the chance? Well, first off, let me say this. Welcome to the panel. I appreciate you coming up.
you welcome. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm Dominique Graham on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're over there. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm in your group.
Great. I'm glad you're over in my group. I think I know who you are. I've seen you a couple of times make posts. So go ahead and let me know first. Did you get a chance to see the show on Saturday night?
Yes, I heard about it. I didn't watch it, but
You
I
didn't
heard
watch it. Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay. So what would you like? Did you see the clips? Because I did drop the clips over in the Facebook group.
Yeah, I saw the clips.
Okay. So what's your
And,
thoughts?
and it's just not the hairdresser. It's another person that's into it.
Oh, okay. What?
They had a three-way in a room. That's a private room in black.
Yes, we heard that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But now from what I'm understanding, the barber is retracting all of that.
Yeah, he's a big liar because I heard on the phone and he was like, KeKe asked, Kiki's like, I'm not in this. She's like, I gotta talk to my she's like, I gotta talk to my hairdresser and and get back to my cousin to get this understood and to get this explained. I don't know why I'm in this.
Okay.
And she was like, she asked him, she was like, if I say something, would you have my back? He was like, yeah, I have your back. Yeah,
Okay.
you don't got nothing to do with this.
Okay. Okay. Listen, this is what we're looking at now. This is what we're trying to get to the bottom of. We're going to get a part 2 next week. Marsau made the comment on Saturday night show at the barbecue, sitting at the table with everybody. He said, KeKe is not telling the truth. I already spoke to the guy, referring to the barber, and he explained how this even started. And he said it wasn't true. So a couple of weeks back, or not even weeks back, I think when it first dropped, and I think that was back in May, I remember Anthony Lofty showing up on my page. We had been talking about it because I had a picture, like a little still shot of KeKe and the three-way between them. And I remember saying, it feels like he may be making the story up as revenge because he's trying to, get back at the makeup artist at the time, his ex-girlfriend. And people were kind of saying that at the time, that's what happened, because this would be the second or third time he's retracted this statement, this story, you guys. So I'm just saying, at this point, it feels a little wishy-washy, but KeKe saying, I'm standing on the truth that was presented to me. This is what he said to me. I can't go by anything else. So anyway, we'll see.
Yeah. Sorry for cutting you off.
Hmm.
But Anthony Lofty's got he got recordings, and it's recording of him and a hairdresser. I think Kiki's hairdresser and him,
Okay,
and it's recorded on his behind the wall.
behind the
And
wall,
you could hear all of what
what's being said.
yeah what's been said.
Okay,
And Carson Carson said something about that, calling him a liar.
okay. Well,
And yeah,
I trust you on that part. I'm gonna leave her out of it. The only reason why I brought up him, Anthony's, because he actually came onto my panel to discuss it that day. And so I know it's behind his page, and that's why I said I was pulling this one directly off of Kiki's page, so we can have some separation between it. But I totally I know that this conversation. I'm not saying that any party is lying. I'm actually saying that I know that there's audio and that people are in possession of audio, but I also know that the person that they're saying they got the information from has switched up at least 3 times. So I know that for sure. And that's pretty much what you said too. I'm gonna let LaDawn speak real quick because I don't want to lose anybody that's back here. I know y'all probably at work too. So if you don't mind, could you please mute anyone who's not speaking, mute, and then I'm gonna have LaDawn move forward. Hey, LaDawn.
Hey, Diana. Sorry I missed you the other day.
That's okay, honey. I missed you. I missed you anyway because I was like, where are you? But
I was working. Tell Sissy I say hey.
okay. But hey,
Girl,
yes.
first of all, in my opinion, I think that okay, I'm gonna start with the scene.
Okay.
With the water.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're not supposed to put our hands on people just because we don't like what they say. Okay, we ain't supposed to do things like that. But in my everyday life, coming from where I come from,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people they use their mouth like a samurai sword,
Yeah.
and it feels like you're being sliced down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we feel like people need to be popped in their mouth because they talk a little too much or throw the rock and hide their hand. So I say that to say, for me, for LaDawn only, not Diana's views, if Tisha, not just in this instance, from the time she stepped on this show, all the way up until she let us know who she was, how she handled things, her characteristics, her heart, we've seen it all, right? From what we see, she ain't my cup of tea. So if she was at any of our cookouts, she would have been dragged a long time ago. So she only got water. So I'm not mad at KeKe for throwing the water, but I know why she shouldn't have thrown the water. Right is right and wrong is wrong, but there are some people that need to be popped sometimes. But it's still wrong. So I'm not mad at KeKe for it though. And when Mel pulled her to the side and was walking off with her and was talking to her, I think Mel was coming from a place of been there, done that, and made mistakes and trying to do better. So when we give advice, half of the time we're giving advice because we've been through it and we know what can, transpire. So when she was telling her, you shouldn't have do the drink, I understood where Mel was coming from, and with the drug test, I also understood where Mel was coming from. I don't think me feeling like what I see in Mel, she don't come from a place of vindictiveness or shystiness. I think she comes from a good place. I think she was saying it to KeKe to say, let's shut them down once and for all, because that's the best way. And it's not that you have to prove anything to the snots, but to me, it would be proving to myself that I can shut you down, and I'm proud to be able to do that. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to hold my head up while I'm doing it. you know, and the look on your face once it comes back negative is great for me. You know what I mean? The best revenge is success all day long, you know? So I think that's where the place Mel was coming from. And I think the reason why people are having difficulty with it is because, as we see, they always try to blame her for something. They just gotta drag her in it. It's always Mel's fault, even if she wasn't even in the scene. It is her fault. It's not
Well, I'm gonna
Stormy's.
say,
Huh?
I said, I'm going to say, LaDon, there's a lot of people that are diehard Mel fans who felt just a little put off by that particular scene. Not me. I'm gonna say that out loud, and it's because I'm watching the show for the show right now. I'm not involved in the other parts because it's just too much to carry. So I'm watching the show for the show, but there are a lot of people who felt Melody overstepped her bounds by asking her that question.
Well,
And
who better to ask? But people have their opinion, like you
I
said.
agree with you, girl. I said the same thing. I said Melody actually kept the scenes moving, and that looks like what she's doing between the cousin who's not talking to her cousin. So someone has to keep these scenes moving, and I feel like Melody is the best to do it with the history that she has with both people and guys, because Stormy doesn't know, and when Stormy comes into a scene, that's how she acts. She's like, I don't know what's going on between y'all. I don't know what's going on between y'all. So I'm just trying to find out. But Melody does have a little bit of insight where she can say, I didn't know that part, but I do know about them to have this conversation with you. And I think that is how production is bringing it to us. So
Yeah.
the
The only thing I was put off with is that she had the test right on hand. But I must say, I loved the way Kiki's response was. KeKe handled it. It didn't seem like she was all boo-hooed about it. She was like, sure, I'll do it. Let him take a lie detector. She said it right. I got that. You know what I mean? So I think KeKe handled her comeback was spot on. I'll
correct.
take it, but let him take a lie detector. That's the only way. Because other than that, I ain't got nothing to prove to him. You
Correct.
know?
I agree.
So that's how I feel about that scene. But I get both sides. But if it was me in the situation, I would want somebody if that was talked about with the directors and we ain't supposed to know because their meetings are private and supposed to be. And if Mel had to do what she had to do, who better? I would rather somebody that I do talk to about certain things, even off camera, to come to me with it than a stranger. So I say that to say that.
Don't you agree that this is a more cohesive season than we've had in a long time?
Yes.
How they're tying the storylines together and bringing them together as a group. Like,
yes,
I understand that y'all may not be in the best of places right now, but we need everybody engaged.
Yes, and we need to talk about this stuff. You know,
For sure.
So I do agree with that. You know, and Mel, this is her baby. So at the end of the day, she don't want another season like the 2 seasons or 3 seasons ago. You know what I mean? It was terrible. You know, so she's gonna do whatever she has to do to make it succeed. You know, it was a time where Mel didn't even film with everybody. Now she's able to go anywhere, everywhere, and be okay with being in those spaces.
Correct. I think that we need to pay attention to that part because what do we got? We're 6 episodes in already. That is amazing that we had them all in the same place, engaged at that point. The only person Melody didn't say hi to was Martell. That was the other part. It was confirmed that Melody did not say hello to Martell at the barbecue. Chris Fletcher basically said that, that was how that conversation between him and Martell started when he was like, I don't know why she's not speaking to me. Do you have any, other things you would like to share about those unaired scenes?
Yeah, I don't believe him.
Okay.
I don't believe him at all.
Okay.
You know, Hotel wakes up lying, in my opinion. I don't believe him that, he strikes me as a type of person. I knew this girl that while we was at work or whatever, somebody said, "Oh, your shirt's nice." Oh, he wants me. You see him talking about my shirt.
Oh.
Even if it was a 13-year-old boy, look, that little boy trying to get after me, boy. I'm like, girl, he just said your shirt was nice. Good Lord. So I think Hotel is the type that, especially the way he feels about Mel, he's still not willing to let go, and
Is that
I think he's just reading things the wrong way. I don't think she gives him any attention at all.
okay?
And he's showing that he's really still struggling with letting go.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
it's
know
showing.
it said that when they're in scenes together, she was like he misreads that to be something else.
Hmm.
So I feel like maybe she was just doing what she was ordered to do in court, and is saying, Martell, we're not having these interactions on screen.
Hmm.
We're not gonna
Hmm.
like we're friendly in both arenas. It's not gonna happen. So
Right. Yeah.
anywho, I agree with you, honey. Okay, let's
Hmm.
get Miss Golden. Hey Golden, how are you?
Come on, Mike. Oh, okay.
Welcome to the
Hi,
channel, girl.
hi, Diana. Hi, everyone. I'll start if it's okay with what LaDon just finished talking about.
Mhm,
Um, because I agree. I agree with both of you. It's Martell. I don't feel like it's not about smart. We know he dumb, but I believe it's easier for him in his mind to say that Mel is being fake because she is a parent and she knows how to parent and she knows it's in her kid's best interest to speak to him
mhm,
and not ignore him and do the things that she would do if they were outside of the kids.
mhm.
So that's what she's supposed to do. She's
Okay,
supposed to parent. She's supposed to model that behavior for her kids. That's what she's supposed to do. And if
facts,
she don't want to speak to him any other time, she don't have to. He
facts,
still can't tell that bird to shut her damn mouth.
facts.
So she don't have to speak to him any other time. If I was Mel, I wouldn't piss on his ass if he was on fire.
Woo,
Woo.
that says a
You
whole
know,
lot, child.
but being being that is the father of her kids, and like she said, unfortunately, she has to be cordial, and that's the best thing for their kids. Um, let me see. So, okay, that's it for that. It would have been better for me if they had actually shown the whole scene. I feel like what they take from the cutting room floor is what should actually be shown in the show. Who's editing? Who's taking I mean, yes, the scenes like these last two episodes was on fire. They really, really were. They were good. But these are important things that they're leaving out. Like, I would have much preferred to have that whole conversation that Martell had with Chris, and I don't even remember who else was there. Oh,
You don't
Courtney.
think it would have been too heavy to have all of that in one episode? Because we want to watch it too. Like if you're watching something like that and you just get
Hmm.
conversation after conversation that's kind of heavy, don't you think it would be like people would tune out? Like you watch TV to escape. You don't watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like I could deal with this at home. You know what I'm saying? Like
I watch it. I watch it so I can be mad at people.
okay,
So like that is a good outlet for me. Like
What?
I watch it so that I can, for me, I'm being honest, it validates who I like and who I don't like. So
I've
I
never
want to
heard
see
anybody say
all
that
of that.
before.
I want to see it all. It's validation for me.
Yeah,
It
listen.
makes me feel good to say I can't stand any of the Scots. Kimmy has been on my list for probably the last what, four seasons? Honestly, since the season after her and Maurice got married, and when she told Tisha on that reunion stage that they wouldn't be friends, if they weren't like related in this way. Like when she came back that next season and she was, using that little baby voice and the Scots could never be wrong. I ain't here for her for that either. And
Oh,
wherever they rented that Rubicon, they could take it back. Cause just him talk about how they're hard to find. Boy, it's Jeep dealerships everywhere.
Right.
I like whatever. Let me stop with they fakeness. How come we never heard about Tisha working at a bank before?
Listen, I'm telling you, like they gave us one storyline coming in, and then they couldn't stick with it, and then they lost their damn minds and started saying all this other stuff. But yeah, I would have to assume that it was because it would have been with her first child. So it sounds like she had the baby, attempted to go back to work, and then that's when she stopped working and had the other kiddos.
But that's okay. They're the ones that are
They're the
setting
ones
up.
that gave us the story. That's
Yes, they're
I've
the
said
ones
that
that
a
gave us this
hundred times.
story.
I said, you want us to, you went from Tisha being a housewife and literally a housewife who wasn't allowed outside because
Yes,
Melody came to pick her up. Where are you going? And you know you got these kids. This isn't what I do. Like he was that serious
yes.
in his.
I believe that real Marsau. That's Marsau.
It feels like it. There's nothing
Yeah.
about it that feels fake.
That like, but this what they're doing now. Oh, when he said that KeKe want Tisha life, I I was like, I'm not sure what life he talking about because y'all are literally trying to be the host. So I'm like, I'm not getting it. Miss
I
Kurt,
like that part too. Let me tell you what I like. I like that Melody in her separate scene and Martell in his separate scene was like, y'all trying to beat us. Y'all were trying to beat us
yes,
when we all were in the friend group. Like those,
yes.
those are the insights that I think the audience is like, this is what we like to see.
Right. I'm telling you, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for people actually attempting to hold all the Scots accountable. All the Scots. For me, I saw the arrogance in Maurice and Marceau when literally all this stuff is going on and you don't even put your cigar down. Marceau knew that he was going to drive the conversation to wherever he wanted to drive it to. He was going to direct the conversation so that he would be able to, take the focus off of him. Everything he said about KeKe was disgusting. And I don't care what little cousin Courtney had to say.
You're
Cousin Courtney didn't have to, like, I was with her on the show when we were watching them
She
at that
kissing
all hot
butt.
dog barbecue because I ain't never been to none of my family barbecues where all we have is hot dogs on the grill. I'm gonna need them to do better.
They had
But
burgers. They had
they
burgers.
had burgers.
Yeah.
I saw it was like 3 rows of hot dogs on the grill.
I had some burgers. I saw a burger.
Stop trying to make me feel better about these people, Diane. I just told you.
My bad, child. They didn't have nothing but a hot dog, and
There
it was
you go. It
barely
wasn't nothing but hot dog in that corn that looked like it had no butter seasoning on it.
There
correct.
was chicken pork and the chicken
I
pork and
know
turkey
there was
one.
only hot dogs, and you got
Those ain't hot dogs. Y'all let me be mad. Okay, I'm sorry.
Whack ass barbecue.
I just like that's really like I feel like Mel had a conversation with Amin and KeKe. I believe that there was a conversation about that before that scene happened. I find it hard to believe that Mel would just completely blindside KeKe like that. Like who meets somebody at where were they at the storage place? Like
yes,
there
yes.
was a setup to that scene. You said it not beef.
I agree with her.
There was a setup to that scene. Like
This is set up to all the scenes, though. We have
yes, yes.
that, right? Okay,
Yes.
okay.
I definitely can acknowledge that because even with Marceau, talking to the producers like he was in charge and saying, "Look, this is not what we're doing." I felt like that was, him saying, "This is not what I came here for. This is not where this scene was supposed to go." And I told Tisha what I told her, and she was doing what I told her to do. And that's where I wanted this to go. It didn't go his way. And then he completely dogged KeKe. And Tisha, with her lying behind, for her to come back and paint this narrative to Kimmy that all I did was say, "Excuse me." Girl,
Thank you.
you.
And then it was really revealing when Melody says to Amin, um, Tisha was really hurt. She was like, I love Amin. And Amin went, fake,
Yes.
phony. And
Yes.
like, she's never liked Amin since before we got married, when we were dating, she never liked
Mhm.
him. And Melly was like, what? Like, she put on a whole show, baby. But that's why I liked that part, because I was like,
Yeah.
this is the reality TV I like. I like when y'all start revealing stuff to the audience. Like, yeah, check this out. Because Tisha really did put on a show with the
Yes, she did. I mean, that was, girl, that was blatant. I don't F with you. I need you to know I don't F with you. I need you to know this is how I'm feeling. She made it crystal clear, and she went out of her way to make it crystal clear. I definitely believe and I think that it goes back to when KeKe, told us, maybe it was the first season, I don't know. But remember when KeKe was saying how she always tried to build Tisha up. Tisha didn't have a boyfriend in college. If I have a cousin who knows I'm feeling bad on Valentine's Day and fills my car up with flowers and balloons or whatever it was, Tisha, because I believe she has been like this all her life, she has a jealous spirit. We have seen it throughout this show. And so if KeKe was dating Amin, before she got knocked up by Marsau and Wander made them get married,
yeah.
I believe that there probably was some feelings behind that. Not that she ain't like him, but she was bad because she ain't had nobody.
You're right. I agree with you. Listen, it's interesting, and I said this in my review yesterday. I'm gonna let you talk in 2 seconds, Ty. I said this in my sister review yesterday. It was real interesting that both Amin and Marsau say the same thing about their wives. Marsau said in his confessional, when Tisha said, "I'm done," Marsau said, "No, you're not. Like,
No, you're not.
this is something
Yeah.
that you're always going to stick with." And then Amin said it too, like, I've asked her to please pull back away from them, and she won't
Yeah.
do it. They have something that's keeping them connected. Now, could they be done for real, while this show is on the air? Most definitely, because the conversations that's going to be had around it, and both of them are paying attention to social media. It's not going to
Yeah.
repair that relationship anytime soon.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you, honey.
No, thank you.
And I'm going to let Miss Ty speak a word.
Of course. Thank you, Diana.
Thank you. Ma'am?
Hi, how you doing? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
I'm at my client's house. She working on my damn nerves. She in the back. But look, what I'm about to say, I might hit a few nerves with some people. But first, let me say this. When season 1 started, I heard, I don't know if that was LaDon say this. I'm not sure. But when season 1 said something about Tisha working in a bank. However, when season 1 started, Tisha was inside.
No, she didn't get even
with 3 kids.
She didn't get sun. She didn't get vitamin D from the sun inside.
Right. So I'm trying to figure out, where did she get all these jobs or all this experience at? Because she's been inside since she had her kids.
They dropped that first special, that first social media special. Tisha and Marsau got online after that special went off, and that's when they started spitting out all this stuff. Tisha owns an apartment building. Tisha does this. Tisha does that. We're real business people. And I was like, child, did someone tie y'all up and make y'all give this story? And if so, do you think that you should have talked to somebody about how to slowly reveal these things? Because this ain't the way. It's completely killed your credibility on everything.
Yeah, it didn't even sound right. I'm with what's his name? Oh, Martell. I'm with Martell with the big ass suits. I don't believe none of that stuff that Marsau said. You barely got scope.
You barely got scope. Child, for real. Like, all of the stuff that they were saying, and now it seems like it's just kind of, turning in on them. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm curious.
Okay, so I say this might be my last season of Love and Marriage Huntsville, because they got to do something with these Scott's characters. I'm tired of, like, the shenanigans that doing on the TV, right?
But you're upset because you're following a different set of shenanigans that everybody's for.
No, I'm talking about the TV. Look.
Do you follow the shenanigans online?
Well, yeah, but when I'm watching the TV, right?
Yeah.
Marsau with the bull crap. I don't want to hear nothing he got to say. It's nothing interesting they're doing. I mean, they don't have nothing going on. What are they doing? What are they doing? Nothing. I don't see nothing that they have going on since season 1. What have they done? What business venture besides Black?
Let me say this. We need to stop looking at it as some sort of show that's supposed to be about business.
Because that's how it started off, though.
But it never been about business. First season was about Melody and Martell's relationship. That's
but wait a minute. Hold on, Diana. Hold on. Okay. So when Mel pitched the show, it was supposed to be about the working on the houses and the property preservation. But of course, Carlos said, hey, no, we're going to make more money with the mess. Got it.
Not what I do. And
right.
She said, okay.
Okay. So then, yeah, we got on there, you know, of course, it's going to be Mel and Martell because they was the only one really doing something, right?
They brought their relationship that they said they weren't going to bring to the show. They brought that relationship to the show. But they initially said they weren't going to talk about it.
Right.
Okay. And
but
they changed their minds.
Okay. And that's because, you know, the building stuff, it wasn't, you know, it's not really hot for TV. You understand?
It's not a drama.
No
drama to it.
And Mel and Martell had to put their business out there. They didn't have to, but they blessed us with the mess. Okay. Because
just with the mess. Melody said she wanted to make sure that she gave us an honest story of her life. And considering what Martell had going on the side, it was the best decision she could have made.
And I can appreciate that a little bit and not so much because it gave the Scotts so many seasons to not talk about what's really going on with them. Mm-hmm. It was always in the Holtz business and everything going on with the Holtz, right? Mm-hmm. Nah, here's where it's gonna get sticky for me. I love Melody, y'all. That's my disclaimer.
Y'all don't do nothing up here that's gonna get you out of here. Do anything up here that's okay?
Look, I just want to say this. Okay, so I don't mind Mel not speaking to Martell on TV. That gives me a good chuckle, you know, because he be so, oh, hey, Mel, and she be paying them dust. I like that. However, like, I think it was LaDawn, I'm not sure, but however, I think they are cordial outside of the show. And she probably do speak nice to him and for the children's sakes or whatever. But however, you know, Martell,
they had to go to counseling for it. So yes.
Okay, so you know Martell don't understand nice, nasty, or you know, he's still infatuated with Mel.
To get her to talk nice to him at the grocery store too. Like, you know what this is? She doing what she's supposed to do.
Okay. However, Martell, I want him to relax.
I have to put the mute button on you.
No, No, listen, I just want him to relax. I know Martell is a liar. We done seen that. However, I don't think so much. He probably put 20 on 10 when he said, she be speaking to me outside. She probably say, hey, Martell, how you doing? These the kids or whatever. Okay. But the way he did it, it was almost like they were sitting at dinner talking or something.
No. A lie.
You know, so
like, and that was the thing. He didn't say exactly what. He just said, we talk on the phone all the time. It's like old times.
No, you don't.
Mm-hmm,
I don't care who you are. We know just over what this, I'm taking stuff off the show and talking about what happened on social media. Mm-hmm. We know what happened on social media not too long ago with that bum that he sleeps with. So at the end of the day, and I shouldn't even say that, but you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you can't have somebody who speaks like that over your children to even put them in your shit. Mm-hmm.
So that's why she's going to continue to pay you dust on national TV. Stop embarrassing yourself, sir.
I don't care who you are. You don't even have to be a mama to know what went down was wrong.
Right.
That he should have, at the very minimum, I'm telling you now, I ain't never seen anything like it. I don't know where these men are coming from, but I don't know any man in my world who got followed up with a damn tweet or a post of their own.
Say it, Diana.
To let you know, this is not shit that I play. Period.
Oh,
that's how I know the men in my life to be. I don't know that type of man that I'm watching on television. It's why I
let a side chick disrespect the mother of his kids.
Right. So she's supposed to pay him dust when we get on this screen. I don't care if she say, "Hi, Martell, here go the children."
When I hear him say stuff like, "Well, she's disrespected her too," it makes me want to vomit, because there's nothing up there. He doesn't get it. He doesn't.
But you know, Martell wasn't raised to with that type of intellect. You know what I'm saying? He don't know how to
it would take
decipher. You know,
it would take a man to teach a man. Yo, this should never ever happen in your life, ever. If this person ever gets out of pocket and say, I mean, even listen. Remember the story that Jada, that Will Smith told about Jada when she was coming after Cherie? Did y'all ever hear that story?
Will told a story about Jada.
It was actually Jada Pinkett Smith. She told it on Red Table Talk. She had Cherie,
about the marriage.
About
about she didn't want to get married.
No, she said
about the ex-wife.
About the ex-wife. She said when she was dating Will, her and he had broken up with Cherie, that anytime Cherie would come by or whatever, or she'd call on the phone, Jada would get real hot in the mouth with Cherie. And then even get mouthy about her son, like, you need to tell Trey, da 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 da. And she said that Will snatched that phone out of her hand and actually rolled up a newspaper. I think that's what it was, and said, "I will spank you like a dog. Don't you ever." I'm not kidding.
Yes.
What happens between me and the mother of my child is our business. You have nothing to do with it.
That's right.
Don't speak on her or him ever.
Okay, so some people handle their relationships like that, like the Will and Jada, and then you have the Martell and Melody. For me, when me and my husband got married, he had an ex-wife. I loved that girl. I loved her. I loved her children. Well, her son. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no problem. My son used to sleep by her house. Her son used to sleep by my house.
He didn't cheat on you neither.
But you know what else? At the end of the day, if those relationships were ever to be anything, if it was ever to get to a place of being cordial, Martell would be the person to facilitate that. And he likes them both at odds with each other. So you see it when he speaks. That's not.
And he is so stupid for doing that, because you're hurting yourself and the children more than anything. But continue on, sir. I love to watch your downfall. I'm not gonna never forget ever that time when Mel was dressed to the nines and it was at that party and that boy called her a hoe on national TV. I'm not gonna never forget that.
That's a shame.
That's why she got to burn a phone and he got to email her. That once a week, hi, here's the kids, ain't a conversation. So it's a lie.
Don't be telling Martell that
it's
ain't
a
no
lie.
Conversation, child. That's probably the most conversation he'll get in the year.
Lying to herself. Another lie that he tells himself.
I'm
okay. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. That wasn't you. I was talking to listen, I've been working with this lady for 10 years. She do not want nobody else to work with her but me. But I'm about to go back here and pop her in her head right quick. So
got it out. Okay.
Love on that woman.
All right. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, okay?
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, y'all have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, Monique, I'm gonna let you close this out, honey. What you got to say?
Hi, Diana. Just real quick. I just believe Marsau and Tisha set up KeKe to be violent at that party.
Okay.
I'm just watching the clip over and over and over again. Like he tell Tisha, don't say nothing to her. I'm going to say something. Because I think they know how KeKe can get when somebody ignores her. And you see how she was trying to explain herself to Stormy. But she's not a good explainer when it comes to like when she's irate. You know, because she's been saying Tisha's been avoiding her in a lot of stuff. Like, I'm trying to tell you something.
For a
you
lot
asked me. And I'm trying to, I will get real pissy too. Like, if you ask me to get some information on something, I'm trying to tell you, and then you're talking about, I'm not supposed to speak on your marriage.
Yeah. For a lot of people, Miss Monique, being able to control yourself like that, that's a skill, and you have to learn it sometimes, because when you want to prove yourself right, you'll do and say anything to get it out. And you have to learn.
That's true. I'm still learning. You know, sometimes I just try not to say nothing. Like, you know, you don't want to hear me? Okay, fine, bye. You
Why
know.
does it sound like someone's getting beaten?
No, my son is knocking on the table.
I was like, what is happening? Not on my show. Okay.
No.
Okay, girl. Sorry.
But you notice how they hugged her husband? That would have set me off, because you're gonna hug him, you're gonna greet him, and you saw me, you're not gonna say nothing to me. I just believe they planned it. But Tisha never expected a whole drink in her face, you know. I believe she expect KeKe to like get up and start cursing and everybody to look at her crazy. That's what Marsau wanted, you know, to say, see, she's on drugs, and I think everybody has some type of family member that was addicted to some particular type of drugs, you know, and it's a really touchy issue, but Marsau do not care. All to take the heat off of him, it will do anything to like deflect. You know.
Can I just say one thing about the silence, the ignoring? Silence can be violent. You know, in some religions, you're not allowed to not speak to somebody in your household, or your wife or your husband before bed, or how many days, whatever. Silence can be violent, you know, and when somebody has done it to you repeatedly over the years, minimize you, make you feel less than nothing, ignored, not important, you know, that's a lash every time they do it. A lash. And I didn't like also how Kimmy tried to make it seem like she was drugged out too, when she said, oh, she was shaking like a leaf, like she was going through withdrawals or something. Somebody could never have been on drugs.
Kimmy never wants to believe a woman.
Listen,
I remember
somebody
with
could never
Melanie.
Somebody could never have been on drugs and be getting ready to fight and be so upset and be shaking and sweating because their adrenaline's rushing and they're angry. It don't have nothing to do with drugs. So they was really throwing it on.
She also said, just to make sure, because I kept looking at the scene. Kimmy got a lot of heat, and she wasn't even in the scene barely. But she said, I thought she said she thought it was because she was nervous to be there, not because she thought she was on anything.
No, and that's when she said, after Marsau jumped in and said, "Oh no, she's on," you know, and she said, "Oh, that's why she was shaking like that," and, you know.
I didn't hear that.
But sometimes people shake when they're nervous and sweat when they're nervous. I sweat a lot, and when I'm nervous, I shake, like anxiety, because you're being confronted with a lot of stuff and a lot of lies on you. You don't know what to do or what to say. Especially people are not listening, and Tisha is there as her cousin, not listening to her at all, saying anything. You know, Kimmy, I really try to like Kimmy, but she's going back to her old ways, where she used to dismiss a lot of stuff that Melody used to say about Martell. She used to skin up her face and roll her eyes. I remember one time, I think in the earlier season, when Melanie was on the stage speaking about the infidelity, like she thought she wouldn't get back up and like on her feet, and Kimmy was like, you know, like so dismissive in the crowd, and I'm like, why she's like that? You know, why she's so dismissive of like Melanie can't go through nothing, and her here going through something that's very serious like cancer, and her husband don't give two flying FUCK, you know. So
got it, child. Listen, y'all,
I'd be mad. I seriously don't know how she's not flipping out on him, like Kimmy on her husband, like flipping out. And I really think they need to like show a couple of scenes, or she needs to do something where Kimmy is taking adventures and enjoying herself, enjoying her being like cancer free, you know. You know, Kimmy's going on a trip and leave her husband behind, you know.
I agree.
Kimmy going to the strip club, something, even though I don't like the strip club, like something, you know.
We have so much more of this show left. We're going to get to see them do this group trip for the first time. That's going to be great. We're going to see this conversation that's going to be had in the hot tub with Melody and the rest of the girls. We can't forget what's coming up, y'all. It's a build up for something, okay? So we're getting there. We're getting there. We're going to keep talking about it, okay? I am going to wrap this up, though, because we've been on for a little bit.
Thank you, Diana.
You guys have been amazing. You always make me laugh. I love coming on here.
Love you, Diana. Tell Sissy I said hey.
I will.
Ciao, y'all.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to see the sister review that I did last night. This is the thumbnail for the sister review. It is banging. I promise y'all, you will not be disappointed. Please check it out. Also check out the live that I did on Saturday night. A lot of amazing comments. A lot of people came up to speak about the show and share, you know, their thoughts and feelings. Child was off the chain. So please make sure you watch that too. And you guys already know I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Please hit the like, subscribe, the notification bell. Keep talking to me in the comments, and I will check you all on the next one.